Hey, shalom everyone, this is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehuda Ben Shomer, and you are listening to a tiller in the background. I'm sitting out on my deck underneath my sukkah, studying the Word, and my neighbor, for whatever reason, has decided to till up the ground. Anyway, this Daily Drash is taken from Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 9, and it says, "You must not fall into the habit of imitating the detestable practices of the natives." So this is telling Israel as they were going into the promised land and they were expelling the Canaanites that there was a danger that their customs, their traditions, their religion was going to be some sort of attraction and snare for the Israelites, that they would not look highly upon their own culture, customs, and traditions, but they would feel peer pressure in some way to be like them, to be like the other nations around them. And I would like to apply this in a spiritual level to today, how, pop culture, fashion, multimedia, social media, online media, movies, television, music, they all have an influence upon the way people think, act, dress, their public opinions. It shapes their worldview and their philosophies. It tells them what to buy, what not to buy, what's in, what's fashionable, what's not. And God has not called us to pop culture. Not saying that we have to look like crazy nomadic idiots or anything like that. But, there are some certain things of fashion that are very modest, that never go out of style, that, are just there. And I'd like to apply this verse on a pop culture level. You must not fall into the habit of imitating the detestable practices of the natives. Don't feel peer pressure to fit in, to look or dress or act or talk or think or conduct yourself like everybody else. Be into what they're into. Don't blindly go into that. I'm not saying that you can't have your own individuality and that you can't, like or be in certain things, but what is the reason behind it? What is the motivation for the world wanting you to like a certain product, or to go and see a certain movie, or to like a certain music group or band, or to wear certain articles of clothing? A lot of it is just mind control, and I know that sounds far-fetched and way out, but it's conditioning. It's peer pressure as a type of mind control and a type of conditioning. If you read elsewhere in the Word, God calls us to be a peculiar people. He calls us to be different, to be separate. And that word separate means holy. It just means to be separated, to be set apart, to be different, to stand out above the rest. Not saying that you're better than everybody else, but to be different. Be a trailblazer. Take pride in your own culture and customs and traditions as a believer in Messiah Yeshua. Don't feel like you have to fall into or submit or adopt the practices of the world, because there's always something behind the world's popularity and practices that elevates the self, or that elevates the evil one. And we don't want to do that. We want to be separate. We want to be holy. We want to be peculiar. We want to stand out. We don't want to be a conformist in the things of this world. So don't be afraid to be who you are, in Messiah Yeshua. When you come into the land that Adonai your God gives you, you must not fall into the habit of imitating the detestable practices of the natives. So don't fall into the peer pressure of social media and pop culture to be into what they're into, to like what they like, to think the way they think, to act the way they act, because they're going to put themselves out as better, evolved, civilized, enlightened, above, and going to put you down as archaic and closed-minded and backwater. And that's just really not the truth, because, their philosophies and styles and what's right and what's wrong changes with the flavor of the seasons. What was right and wrong 10 years ago, 20 years ago, is not what's right and wrong today. So it's relative and fluid, whereas we stand on the Word of God, and it's absolute, unshakable, and unmovable. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Abraham'sDescendants.com, getting back to the first century in a 21st century way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the like button, as well as the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell that'll let you know every time I make a new video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. Also, visit our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com. Thanks. Shalom. Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com.